What's going on, guys? Samuel the VC back with another installment in my Ratchet Clank review series where, as I mentioned, I'm reviewing every single Ratchet Clank game I've released leading up to Rift Apart coming out very soon. I recently just reviewed Tools of Destruction along with a little quick Delta Horse of Booty if you guys want to check that out. Now let's talk about what my next installment in the future series. But definitely one of my all-time favorite games in this franchise. Definitely top 3 between Comic Mandel and Up Your Arsenal, and that is Ratchet and Clank Future. A crack it time. A crack it time. For those got tingles a little bit, but usually all these reviews there will be spoilers. You are boom ones. So Crack Time kind of is after the events of Quest of Beauty. Again, it's more story heavy game where basically we see Clank waking up in the Great Clock, which is basically his home, and then as you see Dalton the Fair trying to also see about Pete. So of course you got that Hyper Sign, Brain Scrambler. Then Clank ends up meeting with a Sigmund who tried to help somebody stop what the face is up to, when instead of involving his father about being the next caretaker. Most of the time Ratchet quote trying to help looking for Clank when they end up going for these following races as well. As well as trying to stop the antagonist that is Dr. Nefarious and also fighting his friend Clank, and while also learning more about his past. While meeting this guy named Azimuth who knew Ratchet's father. Like Crack Time, I remember exactly when this game came out. I was super floored when it was coming out. I actually remember even playing the demo for both Clank and Ratchet. I remember playing both of those demos. Honestly, it's oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. I remember being blown away when I played those demos. Those are one time I actually haven't even played demos of games. Honestly, that's no joke. Oh my gee, I was fucking blown away by the. Sorry, son. But that's the time I was really blown away by just wow. Games in it's definitely different. This, Crack Time is definitely big up your this game along Up Your Arsenal. I probably played the most out of any Ratchet Clank game. I still have 100% of them because of a certain trophy, but we'll get into that. But same part, I absolutely adore Ratchet Clank Future Crack Time. It's definitely not only my favorite games, it's also one of my all-time favorite games ever, period. And it's definitely one of the few Ratchet Clank games I definitely visit at least once every year. It's a game that's truly it's amazing and as great as it was 11 years ago. And it still holds up 11 years today, especially in terms of graphics and how the game looks. Oh my god, it's breathtaking. Not mention the story is definitely probably the best story in the franchise. I see some videos where they're not really fond of the story as a whole. Well, mainly because of Sin. And because of Ratchet Clank and stuff and all that stuff. But overall, I love the story. And I love hearing most of involving Clank and him trying to realize how to take Clank Claw and this is what he lives for and how to confess the relationship with Ratchet. And Ratchet trying to find him also. At some point, I end up meeting this guy named Alistair Aspen, who is a Lombax. It can't be. You're kidding, son. You look just like your father. And he found he was friends with Ratchet's father, and he was part of Lombaxes, but being how Titan got control all that stuff in the previous game, it was because of Aspen, because it's the reason he trusts him. That's something I never understood why he would trust Tachyon. But I still make some characters honestly very compelling, very interesting. I mean, you can get a bit hard at times. There's no reason. But overall, Alistair Aspen is still a fantastic character. Alistair Aspen is still, in my opinion, a fantastic character. And I love the interactions with Ratchet, and along the story that he's going to try to save the Lombax dynasty where they are, and that leads to an interesting emotional conflict near the end of the game, which I won't get into. But overall, I adore the story. So thinking about this game, you basically kind of think what you expect. You actually start out playing as Clank, actually. This game has probably the most focus on the Clank gameplay ever in any Ratchet Clank game, honestly, and usually one, because, again, I always thought the gameplay in previous games was still good. It's definitely not my favorite. It's not, but it's not that I don't really hate Drenny either. But bar none, this is definitely the best of the Ratchet gameplay. the best of the Clank gameplay. Like, oh my god, the gameplay is great. And it's pretty how different it feels as you have it, which you get a scepter, which is, and then basically you have these time portions, in which basically you, and the time puzzles you can do basically trying to put time stuff to a certain thing and try to solve a puzzle, trying to open the door. Which are actually some of the most fun puzzles there. Again, some puzzles are pretty difficult, honestly, and this here is probably why I haven't actually still haven't all the gold bolts to this very day. But overall, they were still fun. They were still fun. As well, and it's just it's one of the most fun you ever have playing as Clank as a kid character. And remember, actually, you still get the whole run and gun gameplay with spreading across the gold bolts, which actually ends up growing your bolts when you actually get any skill points as well. But there's also more emphasis on ship gameplay as well. It kind of feels a little more open world type of aspect, so you actually move with one instead of just going to a different portion, and just having ship battles. I mean, you do have ship battles here, but you can actually explore certain sections, and you also go through these little planets, which depending on how can either have a gold bolt or a rhino hull plan or a constructor mod. I'll get into that later. And later you can do these ship missions for other people, which I can go do bolts. Again, a great emphasis on ship gameplay. One of the most big emphasis gameplay, and it's definitely easily the most fun of the ship gameplay in any other previous games. Games, and especially when you basically upgrade ship, which also by the way, one main collectible in the games also you can get zonies as well. Much well as for some portions you can also get zonies, which is the more you get, the more your ship upgrades. The more you get like stronger missiles, and even get a laser gun as well, which is just when you get that, that's when the ship gameplay really just is so much fun. I mean, it's always fun, but when you get like the weapons, it's just so awesome. So awesome. Like, I adore the ship gameplay here. And the planets also themselves are also great to explore as well. Especially these worlds, they just have great fun feel to them. So there's some of the most dynamic worlds in not really a world in Ratchet, and there's not really a world in this game I would say I do not like, honestly. Probably if you had to definitely have to go to the space station, but we're talking about like really planets, that probably would be the Corel Canyon playing Lumos. Because even despite Clank, you still get a lot of fun interactions that you would expect in the humor that you would expect in this franchise, especially when it comes to Quark. Sorry, this is also the funniest the Quark has ever been in this. This is the funniest Quark has ever been in this series. Like, he is hysterical, had me cracking the hell up. And of course, there's also arena portion in the game as well, which are also some of the most fun portions. And this portion was basically this is a little fun mini gameplay called My Blaster Run. So basically, kind of a fun gameplay, and this is honestly the only reason why I haven't 100% this game, because as a trophy where they get 10 points, and it's actually much harder than you expect. I'm kind of hoping that I got a new resolution next year. Next year, I am going to get that trophy. I am going to get that fucking trophy. I was like, my god, I mean, I guess that was fun, honestly, but when you try to get this point, it can be pretty hard. I mean, I'm not sure that it's hard for everybody else, but yeah, what can you do? But there's another main portion of fun as well. And you also get these Constructor Mods, in which you also get weapons like a Constructor pistol, bomb, and shotgun. You can basically kind of change how you want those weapons. I think that's a unique thing to that game, honestly, and makes you want to collect them. See, but what color you want the weapons to be, what type of proportion you want the ammo to be, like you want me laser, you want to do this or do that, which I think that's very fun. And also let these little grommet commercials that do play whenever you buy a weapon. Every chance for a much type of way, and then they are just some of those fun moments to me. Fun cutscenes in the entire franchise, in the entire series. Like, they are so hilarious and so awesome to watch. But anyways, now let's get to the weapons, which again, And this game definitely has some of the most dynamic weapons in the entire franchise. I don't think there's really a weapons franchise in this game I actually do not like, honestly. And it's definitely one if you want one of you guys that like you might want my favorite RPG also has a weapon I'm not huge on, that's the Effector. This game, pretty much every weapon is honestly pretty fun to use, honestly. It's not like there's some you use more than others, but still certain weapons like a diamond do much again. You can't also use motion, but it's still fun weapon to use actually. They also got to turn on the magnet launcher. You also got the Tesla spine, which is like. Then got the rift inducer, or things 300, I believe, or for basic it's kind of like the rift inducer, basically just ups like a big monster, and like which I think was fun. And then you also got the Chip-O-Manic, which again basically is the weapon in the game. The Plasma Striker, which is one that also makes appearances in the other games as well. The Constructor Pistol, and the Shotgun, and also the Crime Club freezes enemies. The Sonic Raptor, which is amazing. Then you have Mr. Zircon. Mr. Zircon is looking to kill you. He also did appear as a virus to total destruction, and he's also becoming a big staple in the franchise. I mean, hell, you can find Mr. Zircon as a boss in the 2016 game. No joke. Then you got the Buzz Blaze. They'll also make a return to the Negotiator. Then you got the Groovatron Glove. Yeah, I fucking love the Groovatron. It is so fun. And if I pick my favorite one other than the Rhino, again, but it's like when I do my favorite guns, when I do my top 20 favorite guns, which is definitely going to be a future Ratchet Clank I'll be doing. I definitely including the Rhinos because I think that'd be unfair, honestly. So, my favorite other than the Rhino is the Spiral of Death, basically just as a saw name, basically. It's basically gonna be remember just tune in and just goes back to it. I always use weapons so much when I play this game. It's just so much fun to use. But the Rhino 5 is probably my favorite Rhino franchise, especially with the sound it makes me remember. That's great. Oh, and I was going to mention Dante Nefarious. I haven't got Dante Nefarious, and he has hilarious as ever. Like, he's probably might be my favorite villain in the franchise. He's probably my favorite character in the franchise. I can't get enough of Dante Nefarious. They always do a great job making him not only feel menacing, but also feel like he still feels some hilarious lines as well. And I also got to mention. I also read to mention a moment in a post-credit scene in Deadlock in which Dante Nefarious and once on an asteroid said, "Oh, Lance, you make me feel like a young boy again." So what? Like, how can I forget that? But anyway, he still has hilarious, charming, and menacing as ever. Like, the stakes are actually pretty high here, and the could make you explain how he came, what happened, and how he's trying to use a Clank clock to basically turn back time over and again. But Clank can't really. It's a time machine. It only doesn't turn back time, only keep it as well. So, but he's hilarious as ever. Same with Lawrence as well. There's also this other villain team is Lord Vorsalon. Lord Vorsalon, in which and he's fine, honestly. Like, again, I know, like Smug Guy knows we really can't stand him, but I think he's fine, honestly. He's definitely not the best villain in the franchise, but he's definitely not the worst either. He's just fine. He's most parts fun. Some of his moments are definitely funny though. Especially you find like 3 times in the entire game. One near the beginning portion of the game, one like kind of halfway when you have this Aster, and one time like near the end portion of the game, and that's only when you collect all the Zoni. Maybe want him again, and shit, but he feels his father's accountant. Which is hilarious, and also beat him, you can unlock the Insomniac Museum, which is not making the game since Up Arsenal. And it's definitely probably the best iteration of this. It's honestly the best iteration. Again, you guys don't know, museum is basically where they have a lot of aspects of the aspects that did not make to the game, and even though the razor claws and construction were pretty much broken, they were added in that one to the game, and well, yeah. But that's my favorite interpretation. And also gadgets you can use. Like, you use this gadget, and basically you can try to get these little termites away from you by shooting them, and also these walleyes where you just and one other one basically you can just fix rusted stuff as well. Then a lot of portions began just to go back to time as well, going through these time portals. And such one puts on Untitled Chapter, in which you can actually go back to Dr. Faith was there 2 years ago with his father. And they were basically end up doesn't have affairs were cracking on something, and then they end up happening to later, which was hilarious. But also the boss fights are great as well. Like the fairy is definitely being an amazing fight as well. Definitely, I'm not sure if I say it's better. I'm still being when I like it better than the one up Arsenal, but he's still great as well. But it's not the end fight actually. At the end, the fairy basically like has to leave, and you have actually have a hug together, which is so heartwarming. Then Alistair is upset about it, and he actually kills Ratchet. Like no joke, he's not doing, but I can't remember anyone actually being shot. I can't imagine anyone not being shot. Like, did he just kill? Like, and even though you know what happens, it still actually hits like a ton of bricks. So in Clank Flock, and this is fun reference as to a certain portion in the game we actually meet with the plumber as well. Oh, the plumber! I don't know if I mentioned the plumber in my previous videos, but he's hilarious. He's a great supporting character. Oh, it's you two. He's always hilarious. Hey, blaster! Look, plumber's crack. What do you say about guys? Look, the plumber's back. Hilarious. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the woman who said, "I wouldn't wish any more than 6 minutes." And it's like, then he remembers the lines like, "I won't say more than saying." The plumber has he left his life on, so it's actually pretty much expanding. Get the actual final boss with Alistair, and it's also an amazing boss fight. It hits like a ton of bricks in terms of emotion, especially when you know what they are fighting for. Then Alistair did realize a mistake, and he had to blast himself, save everybody. And then Clank ends up going back to Ratchet, which again is another heartwarming moment as well. And again, the game segment, and you also get funny end credit scene where basically Clank ends up being an asteroid with this kind of snowball creature that he kind of met at the arena, and he tries to eat him, and he ends up trying to eat him. Like, oh my god! See, and also it's done with some of the most funniest moments of the franchise as well. Like, oh my god, there's so much all about this game. And it's also these African characters as well, which are also pretty fun characters as well. And like always, the music also kicks ass. That was my game has my favorite tracks in the entire franchise. My favorite music, like the music always kicks ass in all those games. Well, not all of them, but but the music really does kick ass. Ass. So overall, Ratchet & Clank Future: A Cracking Time is one of my all-time favorite games. It's definitely in my top 3 best games of this franchise. Probably always will be, honestly. This is a game those games I constantly great games I played so many times, and honestly never gets old. It's probably a game I have on Sunday. Game I always enjoy going back to. It's fun, hilarious, has a great emotional story, has them great worlds, fantastic weapons, great character interactions, just everything you want from a Ratchet & Clank game. There's been a more great story direction as well. Also in this game, you can also throw your wrench without crouching. Yeah, you can also, because in this game you have to crouch to throw your wrench. I don't think I even mentioned a wrench in the other games, honestly. I don't think I might have, but yeah, the wrench is done fun to use. In this game, you don't have to use it without crouching, which is a pretty neat bonus. And then you've done in other games as well. But yeah, overall, Cracking Time is easily one of my favorites of the franchise. It's one of my favorite games. It's a true emotional, gripping experience that I love from beginning to end. And there are definitely a couple of nitpicks I can have, but the nitpicks that don't really bar the experience for me. Nitpicks don't really bar the experience for me, honestly. Like, maybe because like I said, Wolf Song really isn't that great for villain and his appearances, and sometimes they find a fun characters. They aren't actually great here. But again, they're still fun processes enough to where I don't have a problem with them. But there's truly a lot to adore, and I think this honestly, in my opinion, an underrated masterpiece of a game. One game I always adore coming back to. Probably is in my top 20 of all time. Like whenever I do the list, at some point this game will definitely be on that list. I adore pretty much every single aspect of this game. This game I will always defend. I will always come back to. And if without question gets the rating of a lame bed stay up all night every night. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Ratchet Clank Future A Crank in Time. I would love to know down in the comments below what are your thoughts on this game if you played it. Do you love it as much as I do, or do you not fan of it? I would definitely love to know down in the comments down below. And I have a few more games to review. I'm actually trying to put them all at once honestly, so I can just move on and stuff. But I am definitely happy to be doing this series and reviewing all these games. So be on the lookout for my other ones coming very soon. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly honestly appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites, all in the description down below. I am Samuel World from Samuel World Reviews. I will see you next time, and as always, stay cool, everybody. Peace.